All right, good morning, everybody. Hope your day is off to a great start. Thanks for joining us. You're looking over at Atlantic Station in Midtown Atlanta. The Atlanta Open is happening this weekend, all you tennis fans. They are there for the foreseeable future. Good day for tennis. Thanks for joining us. I'm Megan Packer. We'll check in with First Alert meteorologist Courtney Jacobazzi in just a moment. If you're planning to go out, maybe you're playing tennis today. If you're making those outdoor plans, it's been a wild past 2 days of weather across North Georgia. So we'll see how things are looking for the weekend. But we are just updating you on some of the top stories this morning. If you joined us earlier for Atlanta News First Saturday morning, you saw that we were on top of a breaking story out of Athens from overnight. There was a shooting on UGA's campus, and we are learning a little bit more about what exactly happened. It was around 2:15 in the morning. If you're familiar with the campus at UGA, it was right near Jackson and Fulton Streets. Police ended up arresting two people for somebody who was shot in the leg there in Athens. The suspects are 25-year-old Zachary Baker and 24-year-old Mark Jarrett. They're facing several charges this morning, including having a weapon on school grounds and having a gun during a felony. Police did not identify the victim, but they did say everybody involved were visitors to UGA's campus. The victim was shot in the leg, is expected to survive. They say there is no threat to the community right now, but they were sending out alerts overnight. So you can imagine probably very nerve-wracking for students on UGA's campus getting those alerts of that active investigation that was happening. But police worked quickly. There was a traffic stop a little bit after the shooting happened, and they were able to track down those suspects who are now in custody. In the city of Atlanta, there is a shooting investigation happening right now. This was from around 9 o'clock last night. A food mart on Oakland Drive and Merrill Avenue in southwest Atlanta. Officers found a person dead at the scene. They said he was a male, but they did not share his age. The APD homicide unit is now looking into what happened out there. Now, power is back on for many people in North Georgia after the storms and the flooding that happened yesterday. Such a busy, active day of weather. But in Forsyth County, officials there are still asking people to conserve water until about noon today. This is after a water treatment plant was one of the power customers that lost power yesterday. So the crews are working to replenish the county's clean water supply. The plant was one of about 250,000 outages reported during the storms last night. And so again, if you were in the Forsyth County area, you're being asked to conserve water until noon today, while that water treatment plant just gets back up and running after the power outage yesterday. And Metro Atlanta animal shelters have already been struggling with their capacity and space, and now this is just kind of a 1-2 punch for Lifeline Animal Shelter in Midtown. Look at this. They were flooded in this rain last night. The kennels are flooded. At least 3 inches of water got in some of them, they were telling us. So they had to quickly relocate some of their dogs. They got about 30 of them into foster homes last night. But at last check, they were still looking for space for about 25 dogs. So they are open right now. If you were able to help out, foster, adopt, they would love to hear from you because, again, these shelters are already bursting at the seams, and then unexpected flooding like this just kind of forcing them to go to plan B and plan C. Again, that is Lifeline Animal Shelter in Midtown Atlanta. Again, if you joined us earlier this morning, you saw that we had our crew out here in Rockdale County. They were there for the Ride for Kai. This is all in honor of 10-year-old Kai McNair. It's been 2 years now since he was hit and killed in a crash while he was just riding his bike with a friend. He was on Ebenezer Road when he was hit by a car and the driver kept going. And this has been an event now that the sheriff's office and family and friends come together for. This is to raise awareness for cycling safety. People of all ages are out there. You can see some youngsters with their helmets on riding their bikes. Just an awareness opportunity to remind drivers about slowing down, keeping their eyes on the road, and not texting while driving. And by the way, this case, still waiting for it to go to trial. A 27-year-old woman was arrested for Kai's death. But again, that is still an active and ongoing case. So that is just a check of some of the stories that we are on top of for you this morning. We also want to let you know what's happening with the weather. So we'll take a live look outside again in Midtown. cloudy and overcast right now, which kind of might be nice for the tennis players, getting a little bit of a break from the brutal July heat. First Alert meteorologist Courtney Jacobazzi is here with an update on our forecast. So what's going on with the rain? Has it fully moved out?
For the most part, it has. A lot of it is now well south of the city, so we, for the most part, are dry and pretty cloudy out there, which should feel great. If you have any outdoor plans, maybe you're heading to the Atlanta Open, started at 10 o'clock. Stands already pretty full out there, and today, while it will be mostly cloudy, as Megan said, I think that's going to just be nice because it'll cut the heat for us. It'll be a mild July afternoon. All right, good morning, everyone. I am First Alert meteorologist Courtney Jacobazzi. Let's talk about your forecast. The weekend definitely going to show improvement when it comes to the weather compared to the past couple of days. We're not going to have quite as wicked of storms we had the past couple of nights that caused the flash flooding. We had some issues with power outages. Don't necessarily see that happening, especially for the majority of us. We could have some isolated severe storms well south of the city today, but I think central Georgia is going to get the brunt of the more widespread storm activity today. So let's talk about it. Here's what to expect. For the morning, it's going to be mostly cloudy. We'll start to see the clouds taper off within the next couple of hours. So we'll see at least peaks of sunshine today, but more clouds than sun for the first half of the day. Scattered showers mainly south of the city. We did have some rain early this morning for much of the metro, but now that's out of the way. The afternoon will be mild and breezy. Could experience wind gusts upwards of 20 miles per hour this afternoon. Storms will be south. And then this evening, partly cloudy and mild, mainly dry, with the exception of maybe an isolated lingering storm from places like LaGrange to Griffin to Eatonton. We'll be watching you for the most part today. So here's a look at First Alert radar just past 11:30 here. So if you end up watching this a little later, just keep in mind this is not going to be current. This is at 11:30. We have a line of showers and a few thunderstorms that are mainly focused south of I-20. So it looks like Rockdale County, parts of Jasper and Putnam counties, getting some just light rain. We're watching back out in Alabama, just a heads up in places like Heard County, Troup County, Meriwether County. Some of that rain just might roll into your area. But again, most of the thunderstorm activity south of the city, down into central Georgia, near Macon, Warner Robins. That's where the primary focus will be today for storms. But I will say from I-20 southward, so again, from Heard County all the way out to Jasper and Putnam County, maybe even parts of Rockdale County, Newton County, you might have an isolated strong to severe storm this afternoon. So let's take you through it. As we head towards lunchtime, we should be mainly dry, maybe a few showers, especially south of I-20. This model, really no models are doing great on what's happening today. But again, I do think we should be mainly dry through the afternoon once this kind of first band of rain fizzles out. Low to mid 80s, mostly cloudy skies today. If you're north of Atlanta, you'll be a little cooler because what's bringing us all this rain is a cold front. So northwest wind behind that front will pull in some cooler air. You'll probably see a little more sunshine further north of the city you go. The further away from that front you are, the less moisture that'll be in the air. You'll have, of course, less shower activity. Those fronts serve as a focal point for showers and thunderstorms and kind of trap in moisture. So expect cloudier conditions if you are south of I-20 today. Otherwise, we'll see peaks of sunshine come the afternoon. And then as we head into the evening around dinner time, between around 6 and 9 o'clock, we'll watch for maybe a few isolated storms. I think as early as 4 o'clock, we could start to see storms bubble up with the heat of the day. And again, kind of sound like a broken record, but will mainly be focused south of I-20 from places like Carroll County all the way out to the Covington area for maybe an isolated strong to severe storm with gusty wind, heavy rain, frequent lightning. If any storms spark severe, we're talking winds upwards of 58 miles per hour or greater. Through the overnight, it's going to be pretty comfortable, again, especially if you're north of the city, because that front's going to stall south kind of over the Macon area. And so cooler air and drier air will usher in through the overnight. So we're waking up in the low to mid 60s tomorrow for a lot of our northern suburbs. Downtown Atlanta, upper 60s, and then near 70 further south of the city where you're closer to that front. Tomorrow, drier, maybe a few showers for the day, quick passing showers, maybe a rumble of thunder, but for the most part, we're dry. We'll be partly cloudy, so we'll see more sunshine tomorrow with temperatures near 90, so a little warmer tomorrow. As we head into the start of your work week, overall this week ahead does not look rough at all. We're going to have some pretty pleasant mornings Monday and Tuesday. A lot of us will wake up in the 60s starting tomorrow morning. That will continue into about Tuesday. I do have us at 70 for downtown Atlanta, though, inside the perimeter. And then Wednesday and Thursday, a few isolated storms for the afternoon. For the most part, we look dry with mid 90s back in the forecast. The humidity also going to kind of ramp back up, so it will be more humid as we head into the middle of the week. But for today, most of the storm activity will stay south. So if you're in Atlanta, points north, and you have any plans today, don't go canceling them. Even if you're south of the city, don't go canceling your plans. You'll just want the First Alert Weather app. It'll let you know when storms are on the way, just in case any fire up today. Mainly dry again tomorrow. Really comfortable morning. So as you're getting up, waking up, getting your day started, I encourage you to maybe take your coffee outside tomorrow morning. It'll be a pleasant summer morning. And then as we head into the work week, we'll be dry Monday and Tuesday, low 90s, back in the mid 90s Wednesday through Friday. So that heat will return by the middle of the week. So enjoy the next couple of days, especially today, mid 80s in summer. Yeah, take it when you can get it, I guess. All right, everyone. Thanks so much for spending some time with us this morning to get a look at your headlines and your weather. We'll be here again later. Our evening crew will have you covered on all of the stories that develop throughout the day. And, of course, we'll have a check of your forecast. So make it a wonderful Saturday, and we'll catch you here next time.